Welcome back to Ellen Road. We are building up to a massive weekend of rugby league in the Betfred Challenge Cup, and I'm sat next to Ian Watson, who will be in one of these dugouts at the weekend watching your Huddersfield team. I know you like to stay pitch side as well. You're not one of these coaches that go up in the stands. Looking forward to getting out at this venue?
Yeah, it's obviously a historic venue in terms of rugby league. Remember some of the test matches that have been played here over the years, Great Britain and Australia. So yeah, looking forward to coming here and being a part of the occasion and sampling it firsthand myself.
Your second season, obviously, as Huddersfield coach, is a semi-final almost the kind of perfect metaphor for the progression that you've had over the last 18 months?
I think it's reward for the amount of effort that the boys have put in this year. We spoke a lot about how we want to build Huddersfield, and we want to be in these big games. We want to be in these big games consistently going forward. And it's a part of us as a group that we understand where we want to go and what we want to achieve going forward. And this is part of the process. And if you work hard and do the right things, then you get to sample big atmospheres like this. And hopefully we can come in at weekend and go one further to a Challenge Cup final.
Can't be hard to motivate players in weeks like this when there is that kind of cherry to aim for.
Yeah, no, it's keeping a little bit of a lid on it, on the emotions. People can let the emotions get to them and get a little bit carried away with it, but for us it's making sure that we're nice and controlled with what we're doing, and we play the game for what it is first and foremost, and then we can enjoy the atmosphere afterwards.
You had a number of semi-finals during your time at Salford. You've now got one here. Are you learning as a coach from those experiences? Are there bits of those weeks and games that you're looking at and thinking, I can take that into it?
Yeah, you learn from every experience you face, and especially the more games you face in playoffs, in semi-finals, you learn from every single one you go in as well. And what you've got to do is obviously not try and throw everything at the players, but just tip players up. There'll be young players who've never sampled this atmosphere before, and you'll be able to give them little bits of tips as well as some of the senior players. We've got some great players in Chris McQueen, Chris Earl, Tio. We've obviously experienced environments like this, so they'll be able to drop their experience on them as well as myself. And it's important for them young lads to understand what it takes to come to a semi-final and get the result.
Yeah, it's interesting, I guess, looking at your side this year, because a lot of talk about Tui Lolohea and some of the rugby you've been playing, but is the hallmark perhaps kind of the leadership, some of those names that you've mentioned that have really driven you forward?
Yeah, I think they come through. I think obviously you look at our captain Luke Yates as well, and what he breeds. He breeds that kind of work ethic and a team first mentality, and Chris McQueen, Tio, Chris Hill, they all breed that as well. And then it's really good for you when you've got the quality of people like Tui on the back of it who can just win you a game off the cuff. So yeah, we need all them guys to work hard. We need Tui to obviously work hard and do his job as well, and then hopefully we'll be successful.
Up against the whole KR team, who have obviously got plenty of capacity to mix it up and change things and spring a few surprises on you. How do you prepare when you're playing a team whose kind of hallmark is unpredictability?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we focus on ourselves. Obviously, we've known for years of what kind of tone he brings to a team and how he likes to play and how he likes to come up with a few little trick plays and try and test you in different ways. But for us, it's about making sure that we stick to our system, stick to our processes, and we get the result on the back of that.
We mentioned the semi-finals that you've been involved in previous years just now, but in terms of actually going to a final and winning one, how much is there a kind of personal desire burning to get over that line?
Yeah, you want to get there. It's probably more not so much for myself. It's for the club and the players. I like players to achieve things, and I will push and I'll try and keep standards high on that. But you look at Huddersfield and even at Salford, we were starved of success a little bit, and then we had a little bit of a taste of success by getting to a grand final and Challenge Cup final, but we didn't win them. The important thing is getting there and winning them as well, and hopefully that's something that we can rectify here at Huddersfield.
And you experienced the Challenge Cup final at Wembley behind closed doors. How much do you think you'd enjoy a Challenge Cup final at Tottenham in a packed stadium?
Yeah, it'll be huge. It'll be huge for the players as well, and for the players' families and people at the club to experience that. Obviously, going there with no supporters, probably good for us in many ways as a coach, because you can hear things what are being said on the field, you can pass messages onto the field as well, rather than that electric kind of atmosphere being real loud. And I know that day, I know the game was real intense and it was a high intensity. You'd like that to have been in front of a crowd, because there when you're level pegging at the back end of the game, or when they're 1 point in it as well, back end of the game we might just come and nick it and get home with a victory as well. But yeah, that's been and gone now. The big one for us is to get to a final, hopefully with a full crowd like we've sampled in the grand final in 19, and then see where we go from there.
Well, best of luck, mate. Enjoy it.
Cheers, Lewis. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.